So tell us the state of the program as things stand today.
Well, it was great. It was great to get back out here today. You know, the players came back from spring break. We didn't have any incidents from being on the beach or anything like that. So it was good to get back out here. And you know, the thing, you know, today, you know, we're still installing. We've had a pretty heavy install so far in the first 4 practices, but you know, the guys are out here, you know, working, they're trying, they're improving, not improving as fast as I would like them to in terms of the fundamentals and the technique part of it, and not playing as fast yet as we need to be or what I'd like to be, but like I said, it's not because of lack of effort or lack of trying.
How was the first day of hitting practice before?
It was good. You know, we got through it and, you know, had some short yards and goal line and did the same thing today. But it was, you know, it's good. You know, you see enthusiasm, you know, out here and guys getting into it and, you know, developing that camaraderie that you like to see, you know, both sides of the ball. And, you know, some days when you have those things, some days the offense might get the better of the defense, and then the defense can get the better of the offense, and kind of give and take. But you know, now as we move forward, I think that we'll start to see you know, some guys, you know, pick it up a little bit more, and then, you know, hopefully cut down on the number of mistakes, and you'll see them start to get you know, better fundamentally.
What's your injury up with Ian Evans, with Bowers?
Yeah, Ian had pulled his adductor muscle, and so, you know, that's kind of like a 6-week type of injury. No surgery required or anything along those lines. So, you know, he'll miss spring ball, which is unfortunate because he had 3 pretty good practices that when he was out there, and really just got hurt just on doing one-on-one pass rush. Came around the corner. And so that was unfortunate. You know, Keith, you know, experienced some heart palpitations before spring break, and so they had him checked out by a specialist, and you know, they just felt right now it's best to monitor that. We don't think it's going to be any long-term issues there, but now it's just a matter of him, you know, getting some tests done and monitoring if he gets those again, and so he'll be out for spring. Really, other than that, you know, the guys that were out from the season, you know, I think we had you know, Marcus Whitfield might have tweaked his ankle today. So other than that, I think, you know, we're in pretty good shape.
With Bowers, did that palpitations occur during a practice, or was it just running the day, you know, somewhere during
No,
the day?
I mean, you know, that kind of happened during the day, you know, that he felt that, and you know, went to Wes and you know, told him, and then we had him see the doctor, and then we were trying to get we got some tests done before he left, and you know, there was even they wanted to do this procedure before he went home, and they went in to try to do this procedure, and there was something there they couldn't, so they decided to put a monitor on him, and so when he feels that, he got to hit this button so it can start monitoring his heart, so they can you know, find out a little bit more. So no, it didn't. It wasn't out here on the field that it happened. It just something during, and you know, he kind of said he was experiencing it, you know, for a couple weeks, and you know, then finally, you know, came out and said something, and you know, that's what we try to tell him. If you're hurt, if you got a problem, let's take care of it. Let's not wait.
Deontay's a guy that has obviously switched from D-line to O-line, and his athleticism, it seems like, is something that you guys can put to pretty good use. What sort of progress did you see from him throughout last year that kind of led to him starting at the end, and do you see him kind of picking up where he left off?
Well, you know, he's very athletic for the offensive line. He's got the ability to bend. He's got the ability to pull. You know, he can play with good leverage. He still has to play lower. And then just some of the things that we saw him do in those last couple of games, very encouraged. And then, you know, coming into spring, you know, we expected him, and I expected him to kind of, you know, pick up to where he was, but you know, he really hadn't. And you know, we've talked to him, and like today, I thought today was better for him because the level of expectation has gone way up for him. You know, and I think that's just something that, you know, we as coaches, you know, have let him know that. You know, we've seen things that he can do. Now it's time for him to take it to the next level and be consistent, each and every day. So the expectations on him are a lot higher now, than what they were before, and it's expected of him to go out and be a guy that can be a dominant player for us on the offensive line.
How have you seen CJ progress in the new scheme after 4 practices?
Well, I think the biggest thing with CJ is I told him today, I brought him in and I just told him, I said, I think he's trying too hard. He's trying to be perfect rather than just, going out there and just letting it fly and just playing with an ease and a comfort that, that really he has. And again, I think, there's been a lot thrown at him. There's no question about it. And I'm not concerned or worried about it at all. But it's I think once we get through day 5, and day 6, and then we start to go back and review, I think then we'll see him starting to feel more at ease, feel more comfortable with everything that we're doing, because right now there's a lot on the plate for the quarterback.
What have you seen out of Isaiah Ross since coming back from that injury? I know he got hurt in the Miami game last year.
Yeah, it's it's been a little bit of a slow process, in terms of getting him back in there. He still has some issues with that foot, but we're easing him back in there. And the biggest thing is we got to get Isaiah back in there to where he's getting in better shape than what he is right now. But he's working at it and he's getting all those reps, which is helping him. But he's got some of that girth and frame that you want to be able to play that end in the scheme that we're playing. So, and he's a guy that's who's played, who's a leader, who really understands the game and understands what you want. So it's good to have him back out there. Now we've just got to be a little bit patient from the standpoint that he's still coming back and working through that injury.
And do you think he could get a starting job back in there, even though
he's
down
right
to
now?
3?
Well, right now, at the right end, it's it's a situation where it's Andre or Isaiah or Anderson. So those guys are just going to alternate, and we're going to keep alternating them to see who's the guy that grades out the best, because what we're doing now, we'll go back in here tonight, and just like we did for the first 3 practices, we grade every play. Every play, everybody gets graded, so they know exactly where they stand, and we have things to show them to say this is why you're where you're at. And but Isaiah and those guys, they all have a chance to be the starters. It's a matter of who's more productive and who's going to do the things that we want them to do within the scheme of the defense.
How's Nigel kind of shaking off the rust of a year off?
Well, you can tell that he's had the year off, and but again, I think he's getting more comfortable each day. That he's out there. He's got the ability, but now it's taking that clay and starting to mold it. That's the big thing. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of clay that you have, but now we got to mold it and shape it and develop it. And so every day and every rep that he gets, it's a bonus and a plus to have him out here getting those.
How tough was it, could you tell from him, just not being able to be a part of a lot of stuff last year, whether it was practice or meals or even games and stuff?
It was tough for him. There's no question. And I tried to talk to him as much as I could and to keep his chin up and everything else. And that's a difficult situation that he went through. But I thought he handled it the best that he could. And now I think that he understands that when you have things that are taken away from you, just how much they mean to him. And I think he values and cherishes every day that he's out here working, and wants to make sure that that's never taken away again.
AJ Francis said that one of the big changes going into spring ball was that he felt that the team was all on the same page, and that might not have been the case last year. Do you notice that as well? And what would you say about the teams buying into the message at this point?
Well, I think that when we went into spring, we basically had 5 goals, and the number one thing that we said is everybody's got to be all in. It's everybody's all in. It's guys, we wanted them to compete more and finish things, and we wanted to be physically tougher and mentally tougher. But no, you can see there's a whole different attitude. There's a whole different feeling you know, now, and you know, what we got to do is just continue to develop that and you know, grow that, and you know, the thing is that you know, guys want to work hard. They want to do the right thing. We've done some things to create more leadership and put guys, you know, in a leadership position, and then also to really try to you know, tell them, you know, what the leadership position really is all about. And you know, because we'll be selecting captains after, you know, after the spring game, and you know, so now it's a chance for guys to, you know, when we start in January, to show their teammates that they got the work ethic, they got the attitude, they have, you know, they're not afraid to, you know, confront and hold other guys accountable, but you know, also making sure that they're accountable. So it's been a whole different atmosphere.
Coach, your biggest pleasant surprise is still Devontae, or how do you rate that? Any guy who's really jumped up? And
well, like I said, I've been very impressed with Devontae Campbell. You know, I think that you know, that he had a tremendous you know, off season. I think that you know, he's taken it out here to the field as well. I mean, Tyler Sersky has had a very impressive you know, off season, and you know, those two guys have, you know, and most especially Tyler, but they have the chance to really be physical guys for us and help to, you know, set that tempo for us. And you know, I think that you know, Dexter McDougal, I don't know if you would say he's a surprise, but he's a guy that has worked extremely hard, and you know, has done a very good job you know, in the off season. You know, I think Drake, you know, Drake's awful quiet. He doesn't say enough. I wished he was a little bit more vocal, but you know, he kind of does it through you know, his actions more than he does through his words, which is fine. But I think that you know, we still got to find some of those guys that are a little bit you know, more vocal. And the other guy that I've been impressed with and is Jeremiah JJ Johnson. I think that you know, he's done a good job. And you know, the other guy that, you know, I wish, you know, I understand he can't, but it's great to have Matt, you know, out here, Robinson, practicing, even though he's not you know, he's not having any contact. But you know, I think that helps with our communication and you know, everything we're doing back there. And he's a guy who's a leader for us as well.
And Gilbert's holding up all right now, right?
Yeah, he is. You know, we just moved him over to the right side today, and you know, made that switch with him and who's behind him? Zeller went from right to left. You know, and Doyle went over to left. Wheeler went there, and then Gilbert and Zeller went over to the right. So, you know, I have to watch the film, but I think that right might be a little bit more natural for Justin, and felt that you know, with Ryan, that probably would be a little bit more natural for him on the left side, being a left-hander. And then you know, figuring out you know, who those. I mean, you know, really after those three practices, you know, we thought about, you know, do you take you know, Sal or Bennett and make them a guard? But when you look at what we had and what we're doing, I think we're where we need to be. And now, you know, those two guys fighting it out, and you know, see how that all plays out by the end of the spring.
Coach, have you begun to worry at all about kind of doing the stuff, the kind of outreach stuff to kind of create the buzz for the program coming into the fall? Or you just kind of worry about in the spring, just kind of repairing, you know, maybe the buzz that was there for you know, last spring, last summer with you coming in, you know, that you share in town?
I mean, I've been out speaking and doing the same things, and you know, we've been doing a lot on social media, putting things out there, and I'm sure that the you know, the athletic department has a plan in terms of, you know, some things in the spring that we'll be doing. And you know, and again, I think we put a pretty big buzz out there in terms of, you know, what we did from a recruiting standpoint.
Right.
You know, to me, I think, you know, if people understand that, you know, the kids that we signed in this recruiting class and the numbers that we signed from Maryland and DC, I think that creates a pretty big buzz. And I know this: if I was here in this state, I'd want to get season tickets and buy them, because I'd want to come out and see these kids play, the kids that we have here, but also these new kids, you know, coming in. And if I really want to help the program, and help to generate enthusiasm, excitement to keep more guys, you know, to stay at home, then I'd make sure I go buy tickets and be here and be supportive, and because that's what's going to help sell the program more than anything. And I think when you take a look at the, you know, you see Albert out here today, you see Stefan out here today, you see Roman out here today. You know, they just can't wait to be a part of it. And you know, man, if you got these kids, these outstanding young men from this state are that excited about what's going on here in Maryland, I would sure as heck hope that everybody could be as excited and as enthusiastic as they are. They can't wait. And then you see, you know, St. John's High School out here in full force and everything else. So there's a lot of people excited about, you know, what's happening here and what we're doing. And we had a young man in from Charlotte today, and you know, his dad and just loves everything that's going on and everything else. So, you know, to me, it's we're just going to continue to do what we've been doing, you know, because again, what we're doing is right.
Is it a little odd at all, though, to have a lot of that attention, a lot of that focus be on guys who haven't even stepped foot on campus and put on the Maryland jersey?
Well, you know, I just think that you know, those guys see something that's happening here that's going to be very, very special, and they want to be a part of it. And what they want to do now is those guys, they want to go out and sell other people, you know, their teammates and other guys that they know, to come here and be part of, you know, what we want to do and get things done. So that to me is, you know, I've never lost the enthusiasm. Our players haven't lost the enthusiasm. You see them today, and the recruits, they haven't sure as heck haven't lost any enthusiasm. So, you know, I think everybody just needs to get around them and get around us, and you know, see the enthusiasm and the excitement that we have.
Do you know when you hope to get Dorsey back there?
He was out today. You know, he was out there working today. He was today was really his first day. Yeah, he was able to, you know, he was able to come out and do individual, and then they let us have him for one team period, and he was out there for the half-line skeleton. So I'm sure what's going to happen is, you know, we'll see how, you know, he responded today, and then hopefully they'll let me have him for 2 team periods, you know, on Wednesday and or Thursday, excuse me, and then you know, have him a little bit more for Saturday, and just, you know, as long as we don't have any setbacks or he does okay, that, you know, they'll probably just you know, give him the green light to do more and more, you know, with each practice, and hopefully get him to where, you know, we'll be able to get him through the whole practice. But you know, if we can't, we can't. You know, having him out there for whatever time we can have him out there for will be a benefit to us anyway.
All right.